Join the crew as a member of the Onyx Key for exclusive members-only messages, redirections, and content. We already have a bunch of videos live with some familiar topics as well as new questions, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button to go deeper down this experience with me.
Hey family, so today we're going to take a look at what do people say about you, what makes you attractive, and just an overall reputation check. And today we're going to be picking with iced tea versus just lattes. It's warm and I like these, so we're going to do it. I'm going to hold the thumbnail up so that you can choose your piles. Pile number 1 is the iced turmeric tea. Pile number 2 is the iced matcha tea. Pile number 3 is the iced blue butterfly pea tea. And then pile number 4 is the iced Roselle hibiscus. I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, my iced turmeric tea. Let's see what people say about you and what makes you attractive. So just an overall reputation check, and I'm not gonna lie, I already wanted to say what people find attractive about you as the leading question. So people are saying things that people think highly of you, I'll say that much. I feel like when you step into a room or when you're around people, they admire you and your assets, right? When we talk about just physical features and things like that, let me get an overview. More about my pile 1. Yeah, if you have like a spiritual esoteric vibe, people admire that. At the bottom, I've got sincerity. Letter S may be a thing. Could be someone specific on the table. But, you know, something about your energy is very spiritual, very sincere, just very genuine. That's the way people would describe you. So you have a very positive reputation. People think highly of you. So let me keep going and see, because we already channeled that people, for the most part, find you as very charming and just attractive in general. So let me see. Yeah, Hierophant. If you're a spiritual leader or you do anything spiritual, like if you have like if you're religious in any way, or if that's just part of your aesthetic or just your lifestyle and it's very open, people find that attractive. Okay, people speak highly of you as a result of that. And then the Page of Wands talks about being very active when it comes to that. Okay, so tell me more. People see you as a leader, someone that can help them kind of have the morals, values, habits, discipline to kind of achieve their goals. Like people look to you for guidance, for wisdom, for confirmation. Like people would come to you for advice, right? Like, let me see if pile 1 would do this, and if they would, then I'll lean into it. If pile 1 looks at me crazy, then I know, leave it alone. You may be very fixed, right? You may be one of those people that look like yourself everywhere you go. Taurus is a fixed sign. It rules Hierophant as well as the Empress. Those of you that are feminine in nature, you all embody the divine feminine when we talk about very spiritual energy as well as just being very physically attractive. That's what people say. And if obviously, if the opposite, the polarity would be, that's the type of feminine people see you as needing to be aligned with. When we talk about you and what people are saying, people think you look good. Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's a very attractive person. It's a very universally attractive person. Like it's somebody that most people would find attractive unless something's just wrong with them, right? So tell me more about pile 1. So the thing about this pile is it feels like somebody that likes to eat. People can tell you like to eat, and like if you do, like it makes you more attractive. So you may be on the curvier side. People may find that adds to your figure regardless of your gender, just because something about you liking to eat is funny. If you have Mercury in Scorpio, you're in the right place, right space. Something about you though, it's very different, very unique, but you are worldly, right? Like you're always open-minded. You're not fixed in your perspective to the point where if you're spiritual, esoteric in nature, that you're very rigid in your beliefs. You're open to other people's beliefs as well. Because Mercury talks about someone that's very intelligent, someone that communicates really well with others in general. Someone with a nice voice, someone with a sultry voice could possibly feel a little more esoteric sounding, right? Someone that has like, I don't want to say like a siren voice, like the energy of Pisces, but Scorpio is kind of like Mercury with Scorpio feels like communicating with the dead. So those of you that are like psychic, read tarot, astrology, alternative spiritual practices, people think that's interesting about you. Like it adds character to you. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna pull next from, yeah, you got secret admirers. Look at you. Tell me more about my pile number one, my turmeric, my iced turmeric, please. Different, like you're like a breath of fresh air, like something about you, you're very conventionally, traditionally attractive, but there's some quirks about you, right? Like if you're into the spirituality and things like that, it's interesting. If you think differently, if you have unique hobbies, if you have an interesting voice, if you have like something about you, you look really good, but there's that edge that keeps people kind of intrigued with you. Okay, so tell me more. Okay, desert. You know, self-discovery, wisdom is here, right? Something about your energy is very one of a kind. I'll say that. So tell me, yeah, we got voodoo here when we talk about spirituality. If that's a specific religion, or if that's just what people associate with your esoteric vibe, and you're in the right place, right space, that's the vibe that you give off to people. They find it attractive, but that's the vibe you give off to people. Very different, very unique, very mysterious, very alternative in some sense. Let me get looking really good. Okay, like everything about how you look feels like a revenge glow up, even if you haven't experienced one, right? Like you're exactly the type of person. So people describe you as someone that's successful, that looks good, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't. Like you look really good, but something about like people wouldn't expect it, whether it's the vibe, the style, the energy. Like you should not do well, you should not look good, but you do. Okay, especially when we talk about the way that your body type, some of you, especially when we talk about being a little more curvy, people think it's interesting how, because I mentioned like in the eat and things like that, wouldn't that slip through? Like something about the way you look, it's a very natural look. Now, obviously, if you've gotten work done and it looks good, people are complimenting that. But like some of you just have a very natural appeal. Okay, so I'm going to, let me pull from the love deck. What are people saying about your love life? Yeah, people are saying you should not be successful, but you are. You should not look good, but you do. I don't know why that's a thing. And it's not from a like negative. They don't mean it any harm, but it's a thing. Faith is here. We'll take it. And devotion. Like people see you as someone that has a lot of faith, is very devoted. And something about your energy, it kind of lures people in. They just kind of they're kind of a little fixated on it, right? Like when you start talking, people can't help but pause and listen. And maybe it's because of the self-love, right? The way you take care of yourself, the way you nurture yourself, the way you value yourself. All of that kind of stems out when you're interacting with other people. People notice that, okay? So let me see. This is my first time using tea leaves for this reading, so I'm intrigued to see what's going to come out. What do people say about my iced turmeric? That one, I'm not going to take it unless it comes out for real. Okay, that one. Okay. Yeah, that one. Okay, I don't know what that is. Something about broken. A goal-oriented person. Okay, they describe you as that. We have your wish will not be granted, and the parting of ways, either in romance or business. So if something happened where we have a broken connection, whether professional or romantic, people are like, you are driven, whether it's the romance that the severance and separation in that romantic connection that made you more goal oriented, or if something happened professionally and it just made you have to lock in on a specific target, because we have voodoo and revenge glow up. It's someone that's successful that kind of shouldn't be, and you have an opportunity or a windfall with a carrot dangling in your face. That's what people say about you. So remember, I do read past, present, and coming. If you're picking this pile, you're really connecting with this turmeric and you're not here yet, I'm seeing it. Okay. All right, let me get here. I don't know what I thought was going to come out from the tea leaves, but all your business, huh? Tell me more about my iced turmeric pile, please. What do people say about you? What makes you attractive? This energy makes you attractive. It feels like someone that's very powerful, because it doesn't feel like luck. It feels like being goal oriented and hitting targets is what leads to the success. So it's like you shouldn't be successful, but you are. Like, I know there is a stereotype or a perception of people that are overly religious or very spiritual and esoteric in nature, right? Like, it's a reputation of people that want to manifest. They are dreamers, they're wishers, you know what I'm saying? They make wishes, they don't hit targets. Something about you, it catches people off guard that you're that type of person. So let me see, despite being very openly like that. So tell me. Okay. Oops, I dropped one. I'm gonna put it here with this one that's over there. And maybe I'll get like 2 more. There we go. And something about October. So some of you, I'm predicting this if you're watching real time, October will be a thing, a journey, either physical or mental. You may take a trip, you may go somewhere. Some of you, this may happen during a trip while traveling, like, you know, some of the conversations that are being had about you. I got a target and a funnel could be relevant when we talk about professionalism, but it does say a period of frustration and lessons to be learned. And you know, goal-oriented people have lessons to learn. When we talk about broken situations, you're going to have good news though by October. The moon changes in your life. You work, okay, so being lunar in nature makes you like very divine feminine in nature, especially physically, okay? Especially if you have like a rounder face. But this is people that kind of see you as very dreamy. They like to listen to you, like love listening to you. But you got a crown. Honor and respect will come to you, okay? So people think very highly of you. If that's how we're gonna be close to wrapping it up, like people see you as like honorable and respectable despite being a person that shouldn't be. So let me get you a couple here and some advice, and we'll close you out from my iced turmeric. Take both. If you have Scorpio placements, you're in your right place, right space, because it's here. The shaman feels very much like that spirituality energy. And when we talk about guidance, like you seem like kind of all knowing. You have a lot of wisdom. I don't know if it's your spiritual vibe or if you just look like a person that knows a lot of stuff, has a lot of information. But that's kind of how people see you. You even got the crone moon of deep wisdom. So those of you, my more mature feminines that just hit the table, especially you, you seem to look really good. Like something about your maturity makes you more physically attractive, okay? And it kind of adds to this esoteric vibe, okay? But there's a heavy wisdom and intellect that comes with your vibe that it kind of catches people off guard, okay? Like it's like someone that looks that good, shouldn't make that much sense, shouldn't sound that good. It's like you can't look good, have a sultry voice, like I heard the word sultry, you know, a voice like butter, but also make a lot of sense and be highly intellectual like that. Like something about that's you. That's you, my ice turmeric. So let me get your advice so I can close you out. Keep sending that energy out, right? We got the elixir of life. Keep prioritizing how you look. It feels like someone that may be possibly aging a little bit gracefully as my more mature feminines hit the table, but like you keep growing and sending out that elixir of life because you have a really good reputation. And I see you like with crown and just doing really well and traveling and people just falling at your feet everywhere you go. So good for you. I'm going to close you out now and move along to pile number 2. All right, pile 2, my iced matcha tea. Let's see, what do people say about you? What makes you attractive, and just your overall reputation. So let me get a good shuffle and see. All right, pile 2, my iced matcha. Let me overview. What do people say? Okay. You're very brave. Okay, so people kind of see you as someone that's just really courageous in general. I don't know what you do consistently or how you do it or how you just interact with other people, but you're definitely someone that people would not consider to be timid in any way, especially when it comes to making friends. You're very brave when it comes to just talking to people. Like, you may be the type that just walks up to people, talks to people, very friendly just in general. So I mean, that's a good thing to have. Not a cup to someone that's kind of comfortable and fulfilled. It's not even the confidence. It's more like I'm fulfilled enough in myself to where I can spread that joy to others. I can be friendly with others because why wouldn't I be, right? Like, I feel really good about myself. Let me see. Tell me more about what people say about how to. So, I mean, we know they say you're friendly. They like that. So you may be the type that befriends people that others wouldn't. And I don't mean it in a derogatory, like you shouldn't be friends with people way, but maybe people are a little more standoffish. Maybe some people are a little colder, a little meaner, upfront, like guarded. You don't care. Like, I don't know if it's because you just don't read the room or if you just don't care, but like, you'll just walk up and just start talking to like the meanest person in the room and they'll be responsive, right? You're charming in that way. 6 of Wands is when people celebrate us, right? It's like birthday energy. It's a parade after doing something really good. So you're the type of person that people sees as incredibly lucky, very victorious, very successful when it comes to work. Like, people see you as someone with a lot of potential just in general, but people can't wait to celebrate your wins, celebrate your victories. Like, something about you, like, people are always on your side, always on your team. They're just like, yes, that green matcha, I'm all in. I can't wait to throw the parade. I can't wait to throw the birthday party. Okay. All right. And you know, I'm realizing that that's because it feels like a reciprocated energy. If you're the type that's always celebrating other people by nature of you just being really friendly, that makes you attractive, and people, they want to reciprocate that energy to you, right? What's that? Some gossip slipped through. Like, if you had a breakup, right? Because I have a Queen of Wands. With, if that's you or the person you would have like separated from, I see a lot of pain, a lot of trauma with that, and people are like, it's crazy how Paltu is still so friendly with everybody despite how that person treated them. We got the Empress. The letter E could be relevant. The Moon is here when we talk about emotions. People say they've never really seen you have a bad day. You're always upbeat, you're always doing well, you're always productive, you're always efficient, and you just look really good all the time. So seeing, like, people are curious about what it looks like when you're downtrodden, when you're down on hard times and things like that. Okay. Tell me more about my Paltu, my iced matcha, please. What do people say? What do people find attractive? What's my iced matcha's reputation? Fiery. I did have the Queen of Wands. They say you're confident, you're very optimistic, you're very passionate, and again, when we talk about courage and being courageous, we talk about bravery. Okay. Very active, energetic person. Okay, that's how you're described. And Leo definitely is on the table 2 times if you have those placements. Like, but something about your personality, it just lights up a room. It shines. Like, your energy is loud. Okay, like, so loud people don't have a choice but to participate in it if it's anything going on, like group wise and things like that. Yeah, very unique and individual. Like, you're the type of person people can hear you before they see you sometimes. And doesn't mean that you're loud. I'm not saying that you're loud, because a lot of you are not loud. You're just nice, friendly. People can still tell when you're coming energetically. So tell me more about, what do people say about the iced matcha? Okay, well, that shadow did step out. That you were that person that slipped in earlier. Let me see. Okay. People say they're very happy that you got away from or over that person, because that person was very draining. Whoever we're talking about, like, that person was so draining. Thank goodness you got away from that person. That person walked away from you, however it happened, because like, you are like a light that illuminates a room, and that person is like darkness. Okay, I don't know who that is, but they do not people don't speak highly of this person on the table. I think it's interesting that this person hit the table. Yeah. Yeah, some of you, the people, like, I'm so glad that person's gone. I got somebody I want to set pile 2 up with. I'm interested in pile 2. I want to get at pile 2. Like, people are excited that that person's gone, whoever that is. When we talk about I do everything, especially if people have seen you overextend, people are so happy that you left that person alone, where you're overextending or were overextending to them. So this is a gossip pile. Look at you. No, I don't want to do tea leaves yet. I wanted to do that love deck. Let me put this down. I'm gonna just leave it like that. Let me see. No, I can't. It's in the way. Let me put it back. Okay, let me get some. Let me see if I can get anything love related. What are people saying? What do people find attractive about my green iced matcha? What is their reputation? You're a catch. You're the person everybody wants to date or set somebody up with. Okay. We got this harmony. They're talking about that person, though. I don't know who that is, this vampire energy. Whoever that is, they're talking about the disharmony with this person. They're happy you're able to go off and explore other connections. Reconciliation. They're hoping y'all don't get back together. They're like, please, I hope pile 2 does not go back to this person. Take this person back. Who is that? And why they're so loud in your pile? It's like y'all can't stay away from each other when we talk about the bad stuff. Okay. Now, the good news is there's somebody on the table where they're hoping that you connect with somebody. Like, there's somebody there like, yeah, I'm going to make sure I set up pile 2 with this person. This person used to like pile 2, right? I think pile 2 used to like this person. I'm a create a situation where they meet each other and they can connect like magnetic souls, right? Because best part talks about life being a movie. Movies feel like something being directed and orchestrated, right? So like, that's kind of the people on the table having those conversations. And who would be this nosy? Friends, Leo energy. It's people that you're friendly with. Literally, friendship is here, as well as the sign that rules friends. Okay. Tell me more about what people are saying. Like, what do people find attractive about pile 2 beyond them being friendly and looking good, I guess? You might be a little too friendly, because vampire and I do everything feels like someone that does have a tendency to overextend. So people talk about that, and they may admire that because it benefits them, right? But we've got manifest here. Tell me more about pile number 2. Okay. Someone lacked gratitude for having you around. We got a maturing energy of a wild card. You're doing well, or people expect you to be doing well. I'll say it like that. The impression is that you're doing really well. When we talk about manifesting a harvest and manifesting gratitude, and it kind of not being shocking, because a wild card would be surprising. It's more like the surprise already happened, but we can kind of see it coming. We didn't think it would be as big as it is. That's kind of where people are saying. They're like, that's crazy how pile 2 is able to manifest something to be grateful for, that harvest. But like, yeah, we knew it was coming, but we didn't know it was coming like that. That's kind of what I got here. Tell me more about pile 2. What do people say? What makes you attractive? Tell me more about your reputation. You definitely have a reputation for overextending, so I would encourage you to stop. We got a wheel, which says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. I've got a pail of time to get out of a situation. They want you to leave whatever that is alone, where you acting all this indecisive and you're just going back and forth with whoever that is. Please stop. They don't want you going back and forth with whoever that is, especially when we talk about eventual marriage or someone you're trying to marry. They want you with something more stable. Some of you, these people got like the people around you, the friends that are saying these things, have somebody in mind for you. Okay. Feeling tied down or frustrated. See, they don't want that for you. That's what they're saying. They're like, man, this person's like locked down. How to? It's just tied down. I don't know why you're. I want this to be attractive. Why are you being like? Why are you bringing this to the table? So let me. That's why I keep pulling cards to see what else I can get. Spiritual awareness and enlightenment, awareness and understanding. So people think that you have good sense and things like that. It's just that something about this person seems to be a blind spot. Like that's making you depressed, possibly sick. The bottom, I've got the skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. Oh, you better watch it, because people might be gossiping about you and this person. You might be dealing with somebody where people are gossiping because it's things you don't know. Like it's secrets that they're like, I know pile 2 doesn't know when it comes to this person. So whoever that is, that person that's been identified as a vampire on my table. Which energy vampire, right? Tell me more about what's going on. I got a leg, stepping into a new experience. They're happy that you're doing that if that's what you're doing. They're hoping you're doing that if it's been presented to you. When we talk about a younger man, they're hoping you go for the younger man. Yeah, see? So it's feeling like they're hoping you leave the more mature one alone and go for the younger one. All your business just hit the table. We got butterfly, a change for the better. Yeah, like they're associating this younger man with the butterfly, and they're saying that's going to be a change for the better. You're going to be successful professionally and just in general going that route. So I don't know if there's any truth to the gossip. You may be the owl. The owl is relevant in some way, but look, somebody knows what they're talking about, because it says good advice from a wise person. So what I'm telling you, people are talking about it. Okay. You're on the right path regarding some aspect of life. When it comes to this, doing that is for the best. People are saying you did the right thing here. If this is what you did, people are hoping this is what you do. Okay. All right. Let me get your advice and close you out. I know this wasn't a heavy what makes you attractive. I mean, people think you look good. People are very sensually attracted to you. And it was heavily implied based on the conversations, because it was heavy conversations of a lot of people being interested in you sensually and romantically and wanting to shoot their shot. And then it's also like other people that are like, basically, I got somebody that I can set them up with, that I know that I'm ready to set them up with right now if they leave that person alone, or now that they've let that person alone, right? All right. But go to the owl. That's a redirection for you on the channel. And use your wisdom. Use this wisdom for your protection. Like it's something you need. The fact that I asked what makes you attractive and what people are saying about you and your reputation, you have a good reputation. People think you're a little naive and overextending. Like, and you don't say it in a negative shadow sense. They just think you're too good for what you accept. So use your wisdom for your protection, because you're looking for love, right? You're looking for love. But in you looking for love, you need to listen to what I said, because this is what people are saying. I may add the word gossip to the title because there's a lot of that on my table, okay? So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 3. All right, pile number 3, my blue butterfly PT. Let's take a look at what do people say about you, what makes you attractive, and your overall reputation. Now listen, I'm on round 3 of this. I almost said, who wants to talk to you? Like, those of you that know, like, the Talk is Treat thumbnail. So it's people want to talk to you, but I was already channeling a vibe of like when you walk into the room, everybody kind of wants your attention, especially romantic. And there's at least one person that kind of regrets either friend zoning you or whatever. Like, I got that wave of energy. So, what do people say about you? They want to talk to you. They find you attractive. Like, that's a thing. So let me get you an overview. Oh, look at you, my sweet peacock spirit. You're the daisy, you're the peacock. Those are your redirections. But people just find you so innocent. So I don't know what that's got to do with you being attractive, but that's a certain air that you carry around with you. And something about grace. So daisies, peacocks, jasmine. Okay. Innocent and graceful. Feels like someone that just kind of isn't worried about what's going on around them. Not saying you're oblivious, but like, yeah, exactly. I'm like dropping cards all over the place. It just feels like a person that's not really concerned with being nosy, worrying about what everybody else has going on and things like that. It's very innocent. Like when you talk to people, it's from a very pure, good-natured place and things like that. But look, Page of Swords does imply someone that people want to talk to all the time. So tell me more about this iced butterfly PT in my pile number 3. What do people say about pile 3? 5 of Cups. Oh, it's a loss. They missed out. Somebody is definitely, there's at least one person that's like, man, I missed out. I fumbled. You know, I call it the spilled milk card. So people feel like they missed out on your abundance. You're doing really well. You're just such a graceful person, such a pure, innocent person, the type of person everyone wants and needs around. Because not everyone is good natured, right? When I see innocence, I think of someone that genuinely means well in everything that they do. Like, they would never cause harm to anybody. They would never do anything intentionally wrong. So you can always trust a person like that. Even if they make you feel bad, you know it wasn't intentional, you can always write it. So people feel like they fumbled you. Like, there's at least one person on the table that feels that way. Come, like, look at that. Queen of Cups is someone that is that very innocent, very graceful energy. Okay. And the Hierophant, especially when it comes to any support you could offer anyone. The Hierophant is the spiritual leader typically, right? It doesn't have to be literally that, because it also rules organizational structures. It rules like just leadership and career paths, bosses, things like that. So any people in those situations, or that you would have been that too, this is how they see you. Okay, so tell me more about my iced butterfly P. Definitely people with regrets on the table. Tell me more. We got Scorpio, intensity, exposing, purging, renewing. It feels like there's at least one person that has a renewed sense of who you are. Like, they're realizing who you are. If that makes sense, it's like an awakening. It's like, okay, I've kind of changed my perspective on pile 3, or pile 3 has changed so much that I have to change my mind, especially since we have the house 8 that sign rules, transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. So especially if you have Scorpio placements, people with Scorpio placements or heavy 8th house natally tend to attract that type of attention, where people miss you and can't quite let you go despite it being dead in the water, right? 5 of Cups is dead in the water, but grief and regret. Okay, so there's a lot of regret on the table. So what makes my call, somebody wants to talk to you. What makes my pile 3 attractive? Tell me more about the attraction, since we have a lot of what people are saying. Okay, we got a powerful man here. Okay, if this is you, you look good, you look strong, you look powerful. You may be attracting powerful men, right? When we talk about more people on the more feminine side, there's always a polarity based on who you are and what you're attracted to. People may identify you with the type of person that attracts powerful men, especially when we talk about soulmates. The color red is a thing. Yeah, you listen. If you're identifying as feminine, you're the type of feminine people are like only powerful masculines have a shot at that blue butterfly PT. Okay, if you are masculine, people are like, no, somebody's gonna lock down this powerful masculine very, very soon. We got desert, clarity, honesty, survival, wisdom, self-discovery. People see you as very wise, very self-aware, very honest and innocent. You have a certain purity that people just can immediately identify. It's so sweet. Do not change, okay? Red is a huge thing, as is the letter S, okay? So tell me more about the love life, right? What people saying about the love life. Somebody wants to get to know you real bad, okay? With the getting to know each other. If you're getting to know someone, that's obviously the conversation, okay? And someone may have someone that they want you to get to know, okay? So tell me more about what people say about my pile number 3. People think you're just a really innocent, sweet, interesting person just to get to know. People are generally curious about you, but you know what? None of that matters, because people see you as the type that is going to date, get married, have children. The end. No in between. Like, when it comes to people in courtship, like, people know that you're not going to do anything casual. Even if that's a lie, people see you as really innocent, really honest, really sweet. Someone that's going to date, enter a divine union, and have children. That's it. One passionate soulmate that you're with. That's how people, and that's kind of what people talk about. So, like, I don't know if it's the regret or the hot commodity. Like, if you just are doing really well, you look really good, and like people are trying to figure out how to get close to you. But like, something about my pile number 3, people know, like, you're not gonna be all casually. You're like, something about your energy. You're too innocent. You're too honest. You're too wise to be seduced, like in a traditional sense, right? So I don't know what that means when we talk about looking really good. Being impressed by masculines, where you're feminine, being led, you know, by sensual energy by a feminine. If you're more masculine leaning, it just feels like you're not easily swayed in that way. You're too innocent to catch it. I don't know. That's different. So let me see. Tell me more about what people say about my ice butterfly PT. And what makes them attractive? What's their reputation, please? You may have a childlike energy. You may be very good with children, okay? The inspirer, very active, very energetic, very inspiring. Okay, and rest. Okay, I don't know what rest means. Easygoing. You're easygoing. That's what it means. Got it. Thank you. And transform. Something about the Scorpio house 8 transitional energy. Something about you completely changed. I don't know if you just glowed up overnight or what. But there's a sage moon of purify, which feels like the cleansing of space, cleansing of energy, that innocence, that wisdom, that self-awareness. But something about your energy is very, very pure. So like, yeah, people find you attractive, but in a very innocent, youthful way, right? So let me pull from these tea leaves. Let me see if these tea leaves are going to tell it. Let me see. Tell me more about these tea leaves. My blue butterfly pea iced tea. What do people find attractive about you, and what do they say? Okay, we'll take that. Something about the month of April. There was a dagger. Fear, worries, tense situations. Anything that happened in April that was unfavorable for you, that's a conversation. When it comes to your career, anything with your career in April, like people are talking about that, okay? Especially when we talk about fair women, if that's you or if that's someone related to it, there's a conversation. There's a worry, there's a concern, okay? Let me get more. Yeah, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth is here. So there's concern about your career, okay? So tell me cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. So people are talking about you being protected or actively trying to protect you. Okay, so let me see. A distant friend is thinking of you. Could be a support from that friend. And you do have secret admirer. I mentioned it was all over the table. Lots of admirers. Okay, let me get more. Give me more about what people say about my pile 3. Wish will not be granted. Great personal sorrow. If people are talking about something that maybe didn't work out, or people may be, I don't want to say send an evil eye, but like wish will not be granted. Great personal sorrow. 5 of Cups, like it's not going to work out. It says use your intuition to make beneficial changes, because something, I don't know, it feels like at least one person is like, I don't want to say wishing ill, but like people are kind of counting you out. I don't like that. I don't support that. We got a Fox, which is shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You're a lot more cunning than people give you credit for, right? Tell me more. Heartache over what you no longer have. We got a misunderstanding of a wall. We've got love. We've got a bouquet of compliments from an admirer. So we got a secret admirer and one that is complimenting you. So people talk about how they want to compliment you, any compliment someone has given you, and beware of greed with a pig. So let's see. People are saying you clean house, and there are a lot of people, or at least 1, 2 specific people that no longer have access to you with that 5 of Cups. Because when we talk about beware of greed and like heartache over what you no longer have, it feels like people that are complimenting you from afar, from a distance. Like the cards say, like people are like, yeah, you know, but she doesn't talk to me, he doesn't talk to me, they don't talk to me, right? It's like, yeah, but that blue butterfly PT, you know, we were cool once, but we're not anymore. Your advice is to keep them away. Banish a curse. Boom. Okay? And lean into your good fortune, because for a lot of you, these forces needed to be moved. These people needed to be removed for you to preserve your good fortune, for you to get ahead at any point. Because here it's people that kind of counted you out, wished ill on you, didn't think you would amount to whatever, didn't think you'd be successful, right? Because broken wishbone, a wish will not be granted. Even if it's not someone that would actively be hoping that your wishes aren't granted, it's someone that kind of like is just so negative that like they put it out there without realizing they're so negative, right? So banish a curse. That's going to lead to good fortune. And I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 4 now. All right, pile 4, my iced Roselle Hibiscus. Let's talk about what people say about you, what makes you attractive, and your overall reputation. And honestly, I just tried to add the word gossip to the title, because today that's really what it was. By me switching to tea instead of just like lattes or milk teas, like it's like spilling, pouring over what people are saying specifically. So what are people saying about you? You're persistent and thoughtful. You don't take no for an answer. And when you care deeply about something or someone, you don't give up on them. Hold on, how I'm holding this. How did you get like this? The whole thing flip. Okay. And you're also very wise. So I'm gonna take persistence, prosperity, and pride. Ooh. I'm gonna layer these underneath each other so that you can see. Letter P is a thing. Could be an initial. Could be a setting. Anything where this would be a thing. But people say that you have a lot of pride. You're very persistent. You're very prosperous. Okay, and thoughtful. So I'm gonna just slide all this over here. Probably can't see it, but that's okay. I know that it's there. We'll talk about it. All right, especially when we talk about sharing your wisdom. So I'm gonna do things completely out of order. Maybe that's something you do. Maybe you have wisdom, so you kind of tell people things, and when you do, you skip steps, and you just gotta listen to what you're saying because you know more than them, if that makes sense. Because My astrology deck is on top of my tarot. So why are we going straight to the transits, straight to the placements? Let's see. All right, I've got Gemini energy. That's someone that communicates very clearly, very effectively, but maybe you're very good at communicating. So like you skip steps because you just get to the point, if that makes sense. Like you have a lot of wisdom, but you know which parts of that wisdom is useful for whatever moment. So like if someone's trying to do this specific thing and it's a step in an overall journey, you give them step, 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 versus, okay, let's start at the beginning. That's not necessary. You got Sun. Some of you may have Sun in Gemini. Okay. Some of you Gemini season is relevant to maybe these conversations. Okay. But let me get maybe one more. Okay, let's do that. Conjunction. And Chiron. You connect very deeply with people when it comes to healing and making people feel good. Like people feel like you hear them, you see them, you empathize with them, and you understand them, right? Like people feel like they can see their pain in you. Like even if you've not experienced people's specific situations, they feel like you kind of step into it like I do, right? In a way where you're like, they feel like you understand. So let me see what the tarot has to say. Eight of Wands is very quick. So you might be very quick with it, quick thinking. You may talk fast. What's that? Okay, that's all three. You see how I split the deck? And they all came out. We got the Wheel of Fortune and Eight of Wands back. So I'm gonna take this unique spread. I don't know what this is. So I'm gonna put the Wheel of Fortune here. Very lucky. Okay. Quick turn in fortune. I don't know if that's now. I don't know if that's incoming. Clarity. Maybe I'm telling you something. I might be ahead. Hierophant is stability. It's a leader. Seven of Pentacles is a harvest. Ooh. You got money, didn't you? Like you got a really good offer. And people are seeing how lucky you are and how quick it happened. Good for you. Good for you. It's making you more attractive. So don't be overly generous with people because people see you as thoughtful. Now they do see you also as wise, but they feel like you care about their pain, you care about their healing. And when people feel like you can be a little too empathetic, they kind of become a little more predatory, whether they intend to be or not, right? People need what they need. So don't let people be like that with you. Okay, we got You Are My Whirlwind, which talks about that conjunction-based energy. It says balance, care, respect, reciprocate, grounded in worth. Okay. Tell me more about my Roselle Hibiscus tea. What do people say about my Pile 4? What makes them attractive? What do people gossip about? Okay, well, that card is here. Something was surprising. Like, so you caught people off guard with the Wild card and Wheel of Fortune, and it was good. Like, something changed in the best way, right? You got prosperity there. I got this athlete card, which people kind of do associate with success, being athletic, being dedicated, training, right? Talented. People associate all of that with success. So tell me more. I'll take it. Fine. I want you back. Somebody may be wanting your energy back. It could be someone that's athletic in nature, that's specifically finding you attractive, talking about you. Look at me. I'm like, look, what's the question? We've got tradition. Okay. There's someone that maybe sees a family with you. They want to be very active in getting your attention. This person may be, we have prosperity, right? They feel like you're a lot more abundant than you let people know, whether we're talking about actual like financial security or talent or skills or wisdom, like something about like the hidden wealth, like it's more to you than meets the eye. That's kind of what people generally say. But with I want you back, there's someone specific here. Okay, so let me see when it comes to love, because very active person. Since we have that Eight of Wands with the athlete, tell me more about what do people say about my Pile 4? What are people saying about my Pile 4? Your emotional support. You're very good at supporting people emotionally. Okay, very easy to fall in love with as a result. Okay, excellent communicator. Okay. there may be at least one person that wants to help this person connect with you, where that's a no contact situation, and you know who I'm talking about. Tell me more about, what do people find attractive about my Roselle Hibiscus? You know, this is more your mind and your empathetic nature than physical attraction. Okay. Tell me more about my Powell. And watch it, because yeah, that burst just happened, but like also it feels like a very prosperous person, that people are attracted to the fact that you are prosperous in nature, which could be a shadow. Yeah. Okay, I got the cards. So and for real, watch it, because I've got new beginnings. So you may have a new beginning. I mentioned people see you as very healing, because Chiron is here with this Virgo energy, and very devoted. So like, you got to watch that, because people may see you as like a hero, right? Release is actually there in reverse with You Are My World, like not wanting to let you go. People kind of cling to you, fixate a little bit. So, you know, refine. Ace of Pentacles is more of that prosperous energy. People think you have a big personality. You may have summer, maybe born in the summertime, because Virgo, Leo, summertime, right? In this order. So either you have those placements, you're born in the summertime, or summertime is related to the messages I'm giving you. Okay? But people think you're kind of like a hidden gem as far as the way you communicate, the way you express yourself, how well you're doing. Like, you seem like a hidden gift. Anyone would be lucky to have you in their life. That's kind of the thing. So let me see what these tea leaves got to say. This Roselle Hibiscus. Tell me what the tea leaves have to say. I've got apple. Temptation will test you. Ant. Work, achievement, success. Letter A is a thing. People think you're really successful, because I see it all over the table. They think you got money, even if you don't, right? You have that vibe. And temptation will test you, as people see you as like the apple of their eye. Like, they do find you very attractive. People feel you're very tempting, right? Okay. I got a horseshoe of good luck. People think you're good luck, or have it. And people think that you are a gift with the box. Pleasure with a close friend. People want to be close to you. Let me see. And a wreath of a sorrow over a loss. There was another pile where people like would never want you to leave, and having regrets as a result. But you got good luck and good fortune both times. So people find that you're very, very lucky just in general as a person. That's what they say. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely change the title to include the gossip, because that's this pile. That is this pile. Let me just get to the shuffle. Tell me more about what makes pile 4 attractive, what people say. Watch it, because your fortune is a big part of like what makes you attractive to other people, to most people generally. Hard work ahead. People admire your work ethic. When things don't go your way, you just put your head down and you get to work. And if you have a romantic energy, people can tell, okay? But watch it, because there is at least one person that's speaking very negatively about you. Because the rat says someone is working against you behind your back. So I don't know what they're saying, but it's definitely someone male. It's a man, for sure. Tell me more about, oh, a stubborn, aggressive person is here. Could be someone that lacks refinement and is a little bit jealous. Okay, a stubborn, aggressive person. Persevere and you will overcome problems. Someone's probably jealous of your work ethic and your ability to power through. Like, they don't have that. And especially if you're being rewarded financially as a result, right? We have bread, which talks about a period of prosperity and abundance, which you seem to be. So this person may be a little jealous about that. So just watch it when we talk about that, especially if you're so likable and just really charismatic in general. somebody specifically, a rat on the table just does not like that. All right, let me give you some advice and close you out. I'm gonna have to move the word gossip to the front. That's my first time I got a heavy gossip pile. Okay, so trust the divine guidance. Okay, there's something that you do not need to change. So I don't know, maybe this person that wants you back, maybe that's ideal for you. But there's something you don't need to change. You don't need to go find love. So it feels like you already have love available to you, and you need to trust the divine guidance regarding it, right? Because change and finding love would mean to pivot the path and find your love. And it says no, stay the course. You're where you're supposed to be. You're headed where you're supposed to be going. Okay, so I'm going to close you out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.